On this episode, we'll be looking at how to install the Ring Video Doorbell onto your door. So this is the physical installation part of this install series. So if you want to know how to set it up, so you set it up first on your phone before you attempt to put it on your door, because it's gonna be rather tricky to try and do those things when it's already on the door. So to do that, let's take a look at what comes in our pack first, because we're going to need a couple of things. First thing you're going to need to decide is whether you're going to have it mounted straight on the wall or on an angle. So I'm going to move in a bit closer. So for mine, I'm going to have it mounted straight on the wall, just like that. So I won't be needing the additional mounting things. But if you look in the pack that came with yours, you'll have this in there, says install tools, which is used for, it's got a couple of things there that you're going to use for this install process. So for example, you got your drill bit in there, so the drill bit for making the holes on your wall or on your door. So it says that if you're using like masonry, or if there's brick or any other thing other than wood, you will need to put these anchors. So if you see these little white things, those are anchors first. So you drill it, put those anchors, and then you can put in the screws that are included in there. There's also an added spirit level in there, which you can use to make sure that your camera is sitting straight. But if you're pretty good at gauging how it sits, ideally you don't need that. So the other thing that they've included in there is a screwdriver. So if you don't have a screwdriver, they include a screwdriver for you there as well. So a screwdriver included in the set that you get. And of course, we've got our mounting plates. So the mounting plate, the idea is that if you want it sitting at an angle, then you can have it sitting at an angle and facing away from the door. So if this would suit if you're maybe on a sort of like corner, so then you can have it sort of facing away from that corner. So you have it like that. So for example, the contour is going that way, and then you have it sitting like that. So then it's facing that way. But for me, mine is pretty good flat, so I'm going to put it flat. So the first thing you're going to need to do is to line it up where you think it'll be right for you. So for me, it's about my head level, my eye level, and now it's got a cover plate that is on it. So we're going to remove that cover plate, and then if you remove that cover plate, you'll see that there's 4 holes, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So those will be what this thing is going to be sitting on. So let's just put it on against the wall and see. So it's going to be sitting sort of at that height. So that height might be a bit short, so maybe I'll put it up a bit high. It just depends where you think is the best height for yours, or where people will be. And included in that pack is also an anchor that will set it to be sitting at an angle, maybe like looking down like that. So that will be like that, which is pretty good. So those are some of the things that you want to consider. So I'm going to go right ahead and install mine. I've got a power tool, so I'll use my power tool to install this thing. So if you open the pack that comes with the Ring Video Doorbell, you've got a couple of screws in there that will help you to anchor it. So all you need is 4 screws, which is 4 screws and a power gun. At this point, I should say that if you're going to connect it to power, they include in there some terminals. So they include in the pack that came with it, in the install pack, they include 2 terminals. So as we say that this thing is powered by between 5 to 24 volts, so it will plug straight into your existing doorbell if you do remove your existing doorbell. So that should suit you pretty well. So something like that. So if you already pre-installed another doorbell there, you can use your existing connections to make this doorbell work. I should say that at this point you still need the battery in the camera, or should I say in the video doorbell. Somehow they still need it in there. I think it's for backup or something like that. So you still need the battery in there, but it'll be nice to have power connected so that you don't have to be charging and discharging the battery constantly. But if you don't have too many visitors at your house, then you'll be good because the battery can last a while. All right, so I'm going to go right ahead and try to mount this thing onto the wall and see how we go. So the first thing I'm going to need to do is grab some screws out of this pack that came with the drill and remove the 4 screws that you got in there. I don't need the anchors because I'm not anchoring to a brick wall. Mine is almost like a wooden one, so it should suit me pretty well. All right, so let's get this started. So the first thing I'm going to do is probably, at this stage, if you have some tape, it'll be handy to use some tape. So what you could do is get some tape, put it on like that, and then put some tape across, or just have another second person there standing holding it for you, and you can drill. Or in this case, you don't need to drill because these are sort of like self-tapping screws. So once you start going, they'll just start screwing themselves in. So this is where you need like 5-6 hands, eh? Beautiful. This is where a power drill will come into its own, because then you don't need as much power. If you're using a manual one, you're trying to screw it in there, but if you're using a power drill, it goes straight in. All right, so try to get it semi-straight. Almost straight. Yeah, I think that'll be right. So I get 2 in first, one here, one here. If you mess it up, you can always change them up. And then, so all in all, there's like 4 screws holding this thing. So 2 more to go. Pretty simple, like this process. There you go. And 1 more. I should say, don't get too excited with the power drill because this is very thin, this piece of plastic, and you will damage it if you go too crazy with it. So that's looking pretty good, I think. So all that's left now is to put the cover and this thing can be working. So let's add the cover. Beautiful. Just like that. Fantastic. There we go. That's how you install it. Beautiful. And then you'll get a notification on your phone or on your... So I'm not sure if you guys can see that. Oh. So it's coming up on my watch that someone's at my door, and it's actually showing the motion of what's going on, showing my face to myself. And actually on your phone as well, it'll show you that someone is at your door. So you get a notification to say someone is at your door. So you can actually set the distance that the motion is detecting. So to give you an idea what I'm talking about, let's turn the camera around, and depends like if you're facing a street or not. So there could be a lot of things that are moving around in the background, and you don't want it to be moving every time a tree moves or a swing moves around, recording all that stuff. That stuff drains your battery, and it's annoying on your phone as well. You might miss actually people when they come when you're thinking it's doing it again. So if you're street facing, you can actually reduce the distance that it detects the motion. So to give you an idea, if you look at my doorbell, it's just on the door there, and the distance from sort of the street, it's very far away. So I can set my motion to be like, if something is within like 3 meters, like record or let me know that there's some motion at the door. But if it was closer to the street and there's like people walking by and all that, if you're facing a sidewalk, then definitely probably want to turn off that motion detection feature, because then you'll have it annoying you, telling you that someone is at the door when people are just passing by. All you want to do is for it to be alerting you when someone presses that ring button, and then you won't miss your packages or miss your visitors. This is a pretty cool appliance, pretty cool device. So you can add a lot more of these around the house. You can have it at the front door, the back door. You can even have office ones, so you don't need to get like separate devices. You can actually use one phone and then they will be all connected to that. So that's about it, guys. If you have any questions, if you want to know more about this, anything I haven't really got into, please feel free to leave in a comment in the comment section below and I will get back to you. Thanks for checking me out. Consider liking, subscribing. It really goes a long way for other people to be able to discover this content and install their own Ring video doorbells. Thanks for taking the time out, checking us out. Till next time, cheers.